All right, we're live. Ladies and gentlemen, it is your boy, Alyx, man. I'm joined by
the only Florence
and
casual viewer.
We are here to review WWE Wrestlemania 33, the 33rd anniversary of this annual event, the extravaganza, the grandest stage of them all.
The Super Bowl.
Are you fucking kidding me?
The Super Bowl of wrestling.
Grandest stage. You had the audacity to call this shit and debacle that we just watched the greatest stage. Get the fuck off your high chair. That's my chair now. Get off my lawn. This is my yard.
My yard. No, if it's your yard, you'll lose.
Oh God! Dislikes. The dislikes. I see them already.
Oh God!
We're already starting off on a bad note. We're in for quite the review. You know how this works. We're gonna go through overall show thoughts. We're gonna go through every match, and then at the end, we'll get your comments on the show. But guys, I'm excited to talk about WrestleMania 33, despite my opinion on it. Let's get our overall thoughts about the show. We're gonna start with this guy over here, the casual viewer. How did you feel about WrestleMania 33 overall?
WrestleMania 30 was the better one. I mean,
the show was awesome.
No, but I'm just saying, like, look, like maybe it's because I'm casual or whatever, but I expect like each one to do something either different or up the ante.
Right.
This didn't either.
They had fireworks.
They had fireworks every year.
They had that little the walkway had the video projection.
Okay,
on it. It had a snake on it.
That
was pretty cool.
That was true.
That was pretty cool.
Man,
that's new.
It is new, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now
it was great.
Now, if only that could win a match, but no.
If that was good enough to sell you on the show by itself, it would be an A, apparently. But in terms of like the matches and everything else, it was all right.
Well,
I mean,
no, it's like I said, it's my problem every time is just the idea that who's fighting and why should I care?
Yes.
And at best, a lot of them were why should I care? And when it comes to the who fighting, why are they fighting? Like
no. Here's the thing though. Like the last time we were here, they didn't give us any of the backstory. This time we actually got, for the matches that actually mattered, that weren't just free-for-all fuck fests, we got this is the part leading up. And I, for one, appreciated that.
Oh, I'm not saying I don't appreciate it, but like Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg, that was deserved.
Why not?
Undertaker versus Roman Reigns, that was deserved. Triple H and
Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
Seth freaking Rollins.
Was that deserved? Like,
Well,
do we care about them fighting?
do you care?
They had
What did they gain from winning or losing?
King of Kings.
What does that mean, though? Does that mean he gets exempt from firing?
Maybe.
He gets to say I beat Triple H at WrestleMania.
All I'm saying is it just seems like the WWE is catching up, and the best they could have gave me is, well, now we have a backstory.
Oh, not bad.
Where are
So,
the stakes?
yeah, some matches I would admit didn't
certainly
have
the stakes weren't laid out.
Yeah.
It was,
I'll give you
oh,
that.
there's a grudge. Now we have squashed the beef. But what now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
What is the...
in terms of Rollins and Triple H, you beat one of the best wrestlers on the grandest stage of them all. That is a fucking belt, a notch in your belt. Give him that at least.
I can't because they don't give it to him. Like, what does that actually do for anything in the storyline? Anything in their career? Hell, do they even get a raise for that shit?
Story-wise, it's okay, but the fact that he beat the game, though, give him that.
No. How many people beat the gang?
Okay. Yeah. Anyways, how did you feel about the overall show?
Overall, really sluggish. Like, it just could not keep pace. And really, this 5 hour... How many hours?
5 hours.
5 hours? Really? Like, there was too much padding. It dragged on. It did start out on a decent pace, and I thought it was going to keep up, but it just got slower and slower. God, we were yawning by the end of it. It was.
Oh, it was rough. It was rough.
So good.
And then the ending didn't help either.
Oh,
we'll get to
No,
that.
we'll get to that too.
Get there. We'll get to the other druthers about it later. What do you want to get about the little nitpickies about the in betweens when you want to do that.
We'll do that after I get my overall thoughts.
Word. All right.
Okay, so a lot of fans, and I see a lot of fans here in the live chat. To Lex, man, it was an amazing show. It was an A show. It was great. It was wonderful.
Are you fucking stupid?
Wow.
No, I'm kidding.
Whoa.
No.
I will say this.
Okay.
The first half, like the first 2 hours and 30 minutes, I liked.
Yeah.
I liked the show. It was cool. I thought it was solid. I didn't think it was amazing. Yes, it's one of the greatest shows in the world. No, it was. I like it. Like B-. I like it. That last half was rough.
Can we cut that last half?
And honestly, I would. It's just the fact that first off, the network was advertising a lot during that last half, and also the network was buffering too. That's on me. But what? No, it wasn't even on me. Because
okay, we did have to switch networks to get connectivity working, and so I had to make a hotspot out of it. And it did help the stream a little bit, but when the big fights that people cared about were still going, we did have jumps, we did have skips. There were moments where we would miss 10 seconds of a match and we'd be caught up to it again.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's on the network, that's on the stream, that's nothing we could have controlled.
I don't know. It's just for me, in terms of, even if it wasn't buffering in the advertisements, I just kind of feel like that last half of the show, I could have just done without.
Yeah.
And then that ending, as a wrestling fan, as a hardcore fan, these are casual viewers, and it was still sad to them. Imagine how sad it was to me to see how the show ended. It sucked. I mean, when it was over, I was just like, you know, that bed looks good right about now. You guys really don't have to do this review. You guys can go home. Fuck, you know, I have an audience. I love you guys. So
well, according to the audience, they don't want us here anyway.
Oh, shit.
They don't want to hear your opinions because they feel like, oh, you're casual viewers. You're not hardcore.
No,
fans.
I believe it was, and I quote, "Why are these casual fucks here?"
My thing is, WWE. This is my mentality. WWE is supposed to brand their show to all audiences. Mm-hmm. So the thing is, if it's supposed to be for all audiences, it should be appealing to you, right? To him.
And that's why I really like them doing the lead ups and build ups of things that we didn't get to see, like the Raws and the other shows where the beef was starting to build up. I appreciated that for one.
Well, my thing is, I talked to a lot of wrestlers. I have talked to wrestlers, believe it or not, on Twitter. And they actually tell me that we're not supposed to appeal to the hardcore fans. It's not about you. It's about everybody. I'm like, great. What about your show is not just appealing to me, though? So, that's why. And you want to know why I'm bringing in casual viewers? Blame the wrestlers. That's why. Because they tell people like me, shots fired.
Start the flames. Here we go.
No, just joking. But no, for real. The whole point is it's supposed to appeal to everybody. It doesn't appeal to everybody. I like half the show. The other half I could have done without. But overall, I mean, I'll say it was decent. It's just I got through it. I don't hate the show. It's just one of those shows where I'm like, okay, I watched it. I don't think I'm going to watch it again. Simple as that. That's my opinion. Is that a bad opinion? No. That's fair.
You know what's a bad opinion?
What?
Delete the casual viewer. That's a fucking
delete.
Well, as long as as long as they don't have a death note, I'm okay.
Oh shit.
All right, so
that's more selling that needed to be done.
So you got our overall thoughts on the show, basically. So now we're going.
Oh my god!
All right, guys, let's go into some finer things about the show.
Finer things.
Okay, so the set. Love the set.
Was nice.
I love the set. It was wonderful. I love the globe. I love the Universal Studios kind of look.
Yeah.
I love the big ring above the ring. That was awesome. One of y'all was saying, I hope someone climbs on that ring.
Yeah, I kind of wanted it, but no one ever. And I'm okay with it. It was like 4 times as big as the regular stage, and it would be dwarfed by it, but like, dreamers.
What about you?
Well, I did just like how they utilize the visuals, like with the torch, and then
that was sick.
The ramp. The visuals with the ramp was amazing. I love that.
That was something that we haven't seen, and I like it. I like it.
Man, I just feel like if the spectacle and the look of it was put more into the storytelling, we would probably have a much better WrestleMania. And that's me just being generous. That's so.
Take the $1 million from Brock Lesnar and put in writers.
You mean the $4 or $5 million that he gets every year?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I should tell you this.
Cut a match. There you go. You paid for your writers for the year.
I should tell you this too. His contract is about to expire next year. Not saying that he's not going to renew it.
Okay.
What I am saying is it is expiring next year.
In the contract, could they put in another move for him to do?
besides a suplex.
Besides the suplex?
Well, German suplex. That's the real name for it.
No.
He's just like, who gives a shit?
The problem is he has
That's what the hardcore fan has.
the problem is he has to move to a different city, like Super Punch City, and then he'll learn that. And then once he moves there, he'll be able to use that move.
By the way, you have a fan. Am I the only one who doesn't hit the casual viewer? Thank you, Ultra Shadow 97.
Yay.
There you go. He's supporting you. All right. So,
I don't deny that I have fans. I'm just saying that it's just funny to me how like I can't believe that the idea that I have the gall to actually say that I didn't enjoy a thing I watched.
I mean, I love some of my fans on Twitter. Let me talk about this. I was actually on Twitter, and I'm not knocking anybody for this.
And then
I tweeted.
There's that big old butt.
No, look, I love my fans. I love all of you. But I tweeted out, guys, the show is solid. I like it. The show is amazing. It's awesome. It's more than solid. Whoa. I don't care. Neither should you. I like it. That's what matters. It can be a B- or a C+. It's okay. I like it. I don't hate it. That's what really matters, guys.
Well, your opinion could be it sucked ass, but it's okay. You can have that opinion.
It's okay. You watched it run.
You watched it.
Yeah.
You can if your opinions differ, own it. It's okay. Like, there's no one you need to fight about it.
Jesus fuck. Okay. Another thing to talk about.
Yeah.
Announcing.
What announcing?
Exactly.
No, besides that
the
dude
ones
from
that like didn't even look up from their script the whole time. Like seriously, if they hit them with the shoulder and you call it a headbutt, are you fucking retarded?
No, oh my god.
Like
it was so bad.
Look up. Shit.
the only thing I remember is the fact that news guy, Al Roker.
Yeah, what's Roker doing here? What's a nobody skin flapping fuck like Al Roker doing announcing at WrestleMania?
We're talking about reading scripts. You can tell he was looking at someone in the crowd. Like, next up is Miz and Maurice. Okay.
Name right.
He said Maurice's name wrong.
Yeah.
You're right. Maurice or something like that? I don't know what he said. It was bad.
No.
But when I bring up announcing, I'm talking about one person, and that was Jim Ross at the end of the show.
Yeah.
I was so happy to see Jim Ross. I hear he's going to be around for a while. Awesome, if that's true.
That's good. And his commentary was actually nice. Like he was trying to get us into the mind of what's going on in the wrestlers, like the heart, the passion.
That's the whole point.
And you know what? I appreciated that. That was some commentary that I could do with, especially when we're waiting for the wrestlers to like catch their breath or whatever.
Right.
They're selling, they're overselling, and he's filling the gaps. And I'm listening to him, and I don't give a fuck what's on stage.
But that's what we need. That's why announcers is important.
Yes.
And a lot of the time, some of these announcers, they either don't say anything or they say something that doesn't matter, so they might as well not be saying anything.
That's true.
Jim
Brought
Ross
to you by Snickers.
and Hulu. Snickers and Hulu. Good lord.
Final Fantasy 14 Stormbringer or Storm.
Oh my
Stormwind,
god.
Stormborn? I don't know.
Stormlink.
Okay. Last detail, and then we'll get to your nitpicks.
Okay, sure.
No, are we getting to the matches or nitpicks?
And then we'll get to the matches afterwards.
Okay.
Okay, but after this one, we can get to that.
Sure.
New Day. The New Day as the host. Tell me how you feel about the New Day.
When did they show up?
They showed
up for
twice.
the beginning, and they showed up to introduce the Hardy Boys, the Nancy Drews. Like,
Yeah. And they showed up to announce the
And then-
record. Yeah.
usually a host is in between
Each
pieces
match.
and like has something to say about it, something to introduce us. And what do? We get them to introduce the Hardy Boys. They get us to come out and do some Final Fantasy cosplay, and they were never heard from again.
Like, to me, like, them being on the show, if they were taken off, it wouldn't have hurt anything at all.
Nothing would have been subtracted. Nothing would have been added.
The only positive I can think is that there was that big fake out on the Fatal 4-Way.
Because we thought it was New Day that was coming in.
And then the Hardy Boys came in. That was awesome. Yeah, that was great.
That's the only positive I could think. Granted, I don't like the New Day, but whatever.
But it is what it is. My thing is, I was thinking with the New Day as hosts, like you said, they were going to have some impact on the show. I'm thinking, man, New Day interacting with Austin or The Rock or some other legends, that would be great. We didn't get any of that.
Nope.
And the stuff we got, first off, they're dressed as Final Fantasy characters. I have no idea what Final Fantasy game they were representing.
They were representing Final Fantasy 1 to advertise Final Fantasy 14.
Okay. All right. I guess that's the way it was. But
with all their fucking Moogles on them. Moogles weren't introduced in Final Fantasy 1. Like, what the fuck? Fuck off.
I just my thing is I like the New Day. Even I can tell you they could have been off the show. It wouldn't have hurt anything at all. So that's just my thoughts on the New Day. Basically, those are all the minor points I have.
Yeah,
the only
I had to keep going.
So what do you have to say that you found out about the show?
About the show, well, we covered the jumps. We covered the Al Roker part. The advertising was a little okay. So yeah, I am really pissed off about the advertising. If you are paying for this pay-per-view and you are subscribing to the WWE Network, there should be no ads. If anything, ads for other things like their mobile games, that's fine. That's things people care about. Your people don't care about Hulu. Your people don't care about Cricket Wireless. They certainly don't care about having a Snickers. I'm going to spite you and have a 3 fucking Musketeers.
Oh, my God.
It's like they don't know their audience or don't care. Because they also bring on Pitbull. Who the fuck cares? And they're singing their red light, green light. Oh, you have to go back to start now. Like, I don't want nostalgia to my childhood of losing at red light, green light. That performance, definitely enough.
Just bad.
I could have done without that. Could have done without Pitbull and Flo Rida.
By the way, I like this comment. Twix is better than Snickers.
Word, take it. Anything better than Snickers. Absolutely.
Oh, hold up. That's a strong statement. I happen to enjoy
Oh my god.
Snickers.
Oh my gosh. Snickers is amazing.
You're not helping the case here.
No, but like in all seriousness, like straight up, and I'm being so sincere. If I was a subscriber, I would totally pay $15 if you take all these ads out.
Absolutely.
I would add an extra $5.
Absolutely.
Actually,
Like,
I'll take you up on that. I like that idea.
An extra
WWE.
$5? Take it.
Seriously, like I would go 15, even 20, no advertisements, and better streaming service.
Yes.
I am tired
Put
of
some
the network.
money in the tech.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I'll take it. I don't mind doing that every month, but I need to get better quality out of the $9, $10 that I'm doing to get the network. And that's something I have a problem with, and I deal with it because I'm a wrestling fan. But these guys, they have a good point with that. Really do. So $15, better quality, streaming service, and no advertisements. I will pay for it.
Yes.
Anything else you wanted to say about it?
Nah, that's all I got.
That's all I got? All right. Let's get to the matches now.
Word.
First match was AJ Styles versus Shane McMahon. You came in at that last part.
Yeah, sadly, I had car
Yes.
trouble, so I wasn't there for that.
But I was
Yeah.
here. Would you like to go first?
I will absolutely go first.
How'd you feel about that match?
Well, so one of the things that took me out of the match was Shane McMahon dropping character. So he gets beat the fuck up by AJ Styles and gets put in the corner, right? Then his first thought is to fix the drapes that have come up onto the stage. Like he's in the corner and he's like, oh wait, got to put this right so no one can see under the stage. Really? Really? Some other tech's gonna do that. Don't break character and fix the match and fix the fucking drapes. Really?
The chat.
And then it kept going on, and at one point I caught myself rooting for AJ for it to be over. And
Wow.
You know what? That's okay. Overall, I gave it a C-. That's
okay.
And that's okay. I mean,
Yeah.
there were good stunts. It was the first match. You got to set the bar. I was hoping for more. That's it.
Honestly, I kind of feel the same way. I did like the ending though. Shane McMahon, both the coast to coast,
Yes.
and the shooting star press.
Yes.
For someone who's 47 years old,
47 and could jump that much and like not totally break everything.
I'm saying, man,
Hey,
Shane,
you know.
you're the man. I'll tell you that. You're crazy, but you're the man. But in
Get
terms
yourself a Snickers.
But in terms of the freaking match, this guy here, you know. But in terms of the match, it was. You saw his age. You could see that Shane doesn't really have the athletic ability that he used to have. Because when he was younger, in his 20s, he was all over the place. Yeah. You couldn't catch him. Now it's like, yeah, you have to remind yourself he's 47 years old.
That's right.
Yeah, and AJ Styles clearly was just like
right. Though I did appreciate the buildup of their
feud.
Their feud. Like I liked the plot of that. Certainly, there's no repercussions for what happened there, but I mean, it was great. I mean, I liked it. AJ
won, basically.
Yep.
I thought it was a solid match. You know, I thought when it first started, it was slow and it was very draggy because Shane's not what he used to be. But that ending, I'll tell you what, that put it at least into a low beat for me. When I watch it again, I watched the ending again because that was awesome. But in terms of a match, it did its job, got me into it.
Yeah.
Don't really hate it. So, do you have anything you want to say about the match?
I didn't get to see it.
You saw a part of it.
Yeah, that's not enough to give a valid thing. All I saw is that.
I'm just reading the chat.
Yeah.
The computer's down here, so we're just like squinting over.
Yeah.
No, it's just like me. I only saw the latter half, and all I saw is like McMahon over here is like he's crawling his way to victory. You know.
So there you go.
But you know, I don't.
How do you feel about AJ Styles, basically, or
I would love to feel anything for this asshole if I knew who he was.
You've seen him wrestle, like
I saw him wrestle once against John Cena.
Man, he comes from
Twice.
Japan.
SummerSlam, and then Royal Rumble.
He was in
yeah.
Japan
Yeah.
sometimes.
He's in Japan. He was the world champion in Japan. Yeah.
Oh no, I mean that's fan-damn-tastic, but like, you know, I care about Bray Wyatt way more than him, and Bray Wyatt's awesome to me.
I'll get to that match too. That also pissed me off.
Cool. Yeah.
All right, but you came in the next match. Though.
Yes.
All right, let's move on to the next match. I think the next match here,
That was Jericho.
Chris Jericho versus Kevin Owens, the United States Championship. You mind if I go first? On
Go,
this one?
yeah.
I thought it was a decent match. I mean, my thing is, it's one of those things like you said with AJ and Shane. I expected more. Half of it, I thought it flowed pretty well, better than the first match. I just kind of feel like the feud they had was so awesomely built.
Yes.
It was just great. I love the whole Festival of Friendship. Chris Jericho, you know, getting attacked by Kevin Owens. Remember the list of KO and then he attacked him? That was awesome.
The romance was so heavy-handed, man. It was like borderline, you know, lovey relationship.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's what Jericho wants in a partner, great.
Well, that's what he was hiding behind the wall.
Damn. Well, I guess my thing about that is I appreciate what it did for Kevin Owens because it showed what kind of a sociopath he is. It makes him a lot more interesting as a character. And so I'm thinking, great, the story is here. These two can have great matches. Give me a great match. I'll be happy. It was decent. It was all right. Kevin Owens wins with the powerbomb on the apron, which was cool. I thought that was nice. But it's like I wanted more drama out of it. Sure. And what I got was he wins the championship. Great. All right. Wonderful. That's all I got. It's like that firework you get. It goes up. One spark goes out. That's it. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a firework. Damn.
It just shoots up and doesn't explode. It's like,
yeah, that's decent, I suppose.
Oh,
yeah. But that's just my thought on that. But how do you feel about it?
Overall, I thought it was like a pretty average match. I like the counters that were in it. Like there were significant amounts of counters and they were inventive.
It felt like a wrestling match.
It felt like a match. It felt like good, and there was good back and forth.
Yeah.
All in all, fairly average. Gave it a C, man.
You?
It was okay.
Now, what did you say about Kevin Owens before? That I would like for you to say it again.
What? That I don't know the guy?
That you're not too fond of him.
Well,
yeah.
Okay. Look,
yeah,
I'm not fond of him, but that's more because they never really pushed his character. From what I know and from what I've seen with him, he was in NXT and was a big deal, and then he transferred over to the main card, right?
Yeah.
And then afterwards, the whole idea is like he's the rookie that's going to climb the ranks.
Mm-hmm.
I did not see that.
And you're right. You want to know why? Because they didn't book him like that. And they didn't start booking him like that until this feud.
Really?
It's like Bray Wyatt.
There should be more build-up. I mean, there needs to be more build-up than just a month of, faking it.
But see, that's why I asked you to bring it up, because now that I told you what his character is, now you're like, huh. Maybe there's more to him than what meets the eye on TV, but they don't do a very good job of expressing or at least showcasing his character.
Not really.
Yeah.
That's the problem that I have. Like most of the wrestlers, like, look, I'm not saying I'm a goddamn expert, but I'm saying like you should have at least some type of archetypes in your card. There's the villain that's always going to be the villain. There's the serious serial killer guy. Yeah. There's the supernatural elemental guy like Undertaker and Bray Wyatt. Then there's the frumpy rich guy, like the Miz. Yeah. And and then there's the arrogant asshole who never wins but is there. Then you have your jesters like the New Day. Then and so on and so forth. What is Kevin Owens?
Well, if he was that character that I told you he was, he showed more of that psychopathic, in whatever way, would you find yourself more interested in him? Because you can do a lot with that.
I would, except there's already a psychopath type character. There was Kane. Then there was that guy from The Shield. Then there was that other dude.
You mean Dean Ambrose?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's more Yeah, I'll give you that one. Kane's not here anymore, so you can't use him no more.
So is it just like someone who's supposed to fill the shoes for that role if they're not using that?
Well, yeah, you have every person that comes in with. Well, I mean, it's the same role, but do it differently, basically.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, but that's fine. I don't mind that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So let's see what happens with Kevin Owens going forward.
Yep.
So he is the United States champion now. Does anybody else have anything you want to say?
No.
Let's talk about the women. Raw's Women's Championship, the Fatal 4-Way Elimination match. We had Bayley, Charlotte Flair, Ric Flair's daughter.
No, you misunderstand. We had tits, we had ass, we had tits and ass, and then we had ass and tits.
Damn. What do you call Nia Jax?
Who?
Oh my God, the big one, the one that's related to The Rock.
Oh, you mean tits and ass? No.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
I'm joking. No,
yeah,
it's just.
But yeah.
I mean, I personally don't mind her. She could actually, if done right, be the next China.
Wow, that is a big statement.
Why not?
That is huge.
3 women took her on at once.
It did take 3 women to get her down.
To pin her down. She could, if they played their cards right, she could be the next one. Yeah. I mean, fuck.
Just if not China, at least Rikishi.
I mean, she is butt busting people.
I can see her doing this.
You're like
face.
calling Ultimate Muscle Machine.
Yeah.
If Nia Jax did the stink face, that would be amazing. Anyways, so Nia Jax, Bayley, Charlotte, and Sasha Banks. Yeah. Now, I would like to go first in this one. Too.
You can go first whenever the fuck you want.
Yeah. I just want to say something. One thing I was looking forward to this match that I didn't get was that throughout the build-up, we see Sasha Banks, who is a friend of Bayley, teasing that she's getting ready to turn her back on her. Yeah. Because she's coming in and she's helping her win matches when Bayley didn't want to. Because Bayley has a good moral. She's all about, I want to win matches fairly. I want to do things the right way. Okay. Sasha Banks cheats for her. And she doesn't like that. And Bayley is kind of like, I don't think I like this. And Sasha's like, come on, it's all right. It's good. But then she actually did that because the thing was when Sasha had the belt, she lost it to Charlotte. And when she did that, she couldn't fight for the belt anymore. When Charlotte was champion. But Bayley's champion now, and that's why she got a championship shot. So I'm thinking, you know what? It would be really cool if Sasha turned her back on her best friend to get that belt, and she became that evil. You know? I think like the story of it. You see, that's where my mind is going.
Do you think the WWE could craft that?
They've done it before, but whether or not they will is the better question.
That's a better question.
That's the thing.
But that would have been awesome. Yeah. We didn't get that, unfortunately. No. But regardless of what we got, I gotta say, I really enjoyed the match. I thought it was good. I loved one and two spots. The first one was Charlotte's moonsault corkscrew to the outside. That was amazing. She is awesome. I don't care what anybody says. I love her. She's awesome. But I also like seeing them gang up on Nia Jax because it made Nia Jax feel like a big deal. And stuff like that. It's those small nuances that make me feel like, oh, wow, okay, they're going after her first because if they leave her alone, they're fucked. So that's good. Yeah, and Bayley won. I mean, I know you're not a fan of Bayley, but that's all right because now people aren't fans of Bayley, quite frankly, because their bubbly attitude is not connecting.
It's not about being a bubbly attitude. I'm fine with that. Like, what's her face? That chick that's like CM Punk's wife.
Oh, AJ Lee.
She was the bubbly person, and then
she was a psychopath.
Oh, they changed it because she was this bubbly person. Then she became the psychopath when people didn't give a fuck about her.
But that's what I mean, though. I guess that bubbly mentality isn't meant to connect with a massive audience. You would think it would. She's the girl next door, and she's hot.
But my point is, like, you can be the girl next door. You just have to play the character right. Like, if you're literally if she was the White Knight character where good work and positive thoughts can win the day type of girl, then that would be your character. But literally all I got is that she's somebody's fetish fantasy.
I'm not taking that away from you.
Okay.
Because she is someone's fetish fantasy, probably. I got nothing else to say. I mean, Bayley won. Oh, Charlotte streak. I told them about that. They were
streak. Yeah.
That's it. It's done. So
that dreaded -1.
Damn, that sucks. Oh, by the way, based off of your opinions that you saw of the people that you saw, who, if you were to continue watching Raw, who would you be a fan of?
Of the 4.
Yeah.
I want the Nia Jackson, man. She is strong. Like, one-on-one, she could kick anyone's ass. Like,
okay.
I think that's cool. Like, push it.
Yeah, and I like what you said about China too, because that means she would be fighting men as well.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
she
waiting on.
could.
Yeah, she
No,
could.
She absolutely could. If Rowan can't pick up the Undertaker, what it makes you think that they couldn't pick up her, man? It's about the same.
Well, no, I'm just saying that that's one of the reasons I respected China as a wrestler, because she literally went toe to toe with the other men, and that's why it's like when I'm seeing this one woman take on 3 other women in her class, I'm like, well, then why not just bump her up a minute? And
At least.
it's just saying.
Right. So, okay. And not just appeal to you too, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Well, I'm a big fan of Ric Flair, so I'm appealing to his daughter. Charlotte is awesome. But regardless, it was a good match. Bayley wins. Good WrestleMania win. Puts a notch in her belt. Yeah. And that's all I have to say about that. Yeah. Anything else you want to say?
There was a certain amount of nepotism in that fight. Like 3 of them are all like legacies of people.
Charlotte is Ric Flair's daughter.
Ric Flair.
Sasha Banks is Snoop Dogg's cousin.
That's right.
Nia Jax is related to The Rock.
That's right. So Bayley's the only one
that's not related.
That's not related and is fighting completely unaided by personal glories of the ancestors.
Yeah, basically. And she's the champion, so
hey.
So I wonder which legacy is gonna take it from her next week.
Oh no.
That's valid.
All right. I know what you're all waiting for. You want to hear about the Hardy Boys coming back. So basically the match was set up for the ladder match. Yep. It was triple threat at first.
It was supposed to be 3.
Yeah, but the New Day comes out and we're thinking, oh no, the New Day's gonna join it. And they tease a new person, and then the people that came out were Matt and Jeff Hardy, the Hardy Boys. Now you guys don't know who the Hardy Boys are.
Nope.
From first impressions on seeing them in this match, how do you feel about the Hardy Boys?
Well, if it's just on them alone, personally, it's like they just seem like regular ass wrestlers. But to give credit, the announcers talked up who they were. Mm-hmm. They said how like, oh, they were the reigning tag team champions before retiring.
Yeah, and would forecast what the moves were coming up. Like, take a look at this guy. He is nuts. He's about to do this thing. And like, I like that. I mean, you're hyping this up, like, but then you're forecasting who's going to win.
And by the way, I love seeing Jeff Hardy do his crazy stuff. He jumped off a ladder.
That was cool.
Yeah.
That was cool. Like, jumping from one ladder onto 2 dudes that are on 2 horizontal ladders. Sick. That hurts like hell. Awesome.
But to you, it's just like, okay.
Like, I certainly would like to know more, but like this whole match, I don't know why anyone was fighting. There was no build up, there was no lead in, there was no plot. And honestly, there was like, oh, they rammed them with a ladder one time and it really hurt and it hurt their feelings.
You know what? You bring up a big issue that I want to talk about, because the Hardy Boys, like you said, are legends. They were around during the 90s and became really popular in the 2000s, long time ago. But here's the thing. They're veterans. They're already legends.
Right.
They don't need to win the tag team championship.
Certainly. So why did they bring them back?
You want to know why? This is the issue. Because the other tag teams don't fucking matter. Nobody cares about them unless, I'm sorry.
Damn.
They don't. Think about this. Damn. Other than the New Day, who else did you know? Who did you know in that match besides?
Well, I knew of Sheamus.
You knew of Sheamus, but
it's like I knew of those wrestlers, but not as tag team partners.
That's what I mean. And look, by the way, Soft.
Fucking dumbass name.
Enzo Amore and Big Cass is their names. 7 foot tall. I gotta be real with you. I was thinking to myself going into WrestleMania, they're the best team to win because I kind of care about them. They're not as good as they were like on NXT.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Well, it's kind of like what he said about Kevin Owens. He was awesome.
All he did was pick up his partner and throw him like a cannonball.
Well, okay,
that's all he did.
That
was their gimmick.
But to be fair, they were working as a tag team, unlike the other people. What?
Is that the best compliment we can give them?
Like, is that even working together? That's using someone for your own personal gain, because he used the little guy and didn't care about anything else. He threw him and then he went up the ladder and tried to grab the belt.
What I'm trying to say here is I do like the pairing, because Enzo Amore is a guy that talks. You know, it's like the Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar kind of pairing. Enzo talks. Big Cass is just kind of one that beats up everybody. He just uses him as a battering ram, basically. So I like Enzo and Cass. Okay. However, getting back to my point, I wouldn't really care if they were tag team champions. I'm just like,
who cares?
So honestly, going into this match, the only people that really mattered were the Hardy Boys.
Well, you didn't know. You didn't know they were going to
But
match.
that's what I'm saying. But the problem is I didn't know that. And before they came in, I didn't care about this match. I even told you that. I said, I don't care about this match. And it was a ladder match. And I still didn't care.
Cool.
And then the Hardy Boys came in, and here are these veterans here who should be putting over the younger talent to make them matter. But because WWE hasn't done a very good job of making us care about the tag team division, the Hardy Boys just come in, win the belts, and I go, you know what?
Well, actually, the funny thing is I was happy that the Hardy Boys won, but that's more because the fans, their reaction to them showing up, I was like, oh, these guys must be a big deal.
Because they are a big
And
deal.
then, you know, if they would have lost, that would have been a bit messed up. But then, like you said, it sucks that there's an actual tag team people losing to, you know, this guy and this dude decided to partner up tonight. Like, so that's why it's like they had to win, because otherwise it would have tarnished their reputation and would have boosted a nothing team.
And that's basically the question that I'm asking here. Like, bringing in the veterans from the old school to take over the belts from the new school, does that help the new school out? And if it doesn't, is that a good thing? That's the big question.
Yeah, I mean, but we get that later too.
Right.
We get that there are youngins that they are trying to push, and they're trying to get out some of the older people, but they brought these older people back for a win. I mean, that just means Sheamus and Cesaro and
all the other ones.
soft, I mean, flaccid. Like, they don't matter.
Yeah.
So really, the older people should be coming back just to make them look good, or just remind you of like past glories, or at least make it tough.
Right.
Like the ladder match, it was fucking easy. They laid on those horizontal ladders for at least 3 minutes. I'm like, what the fuck?
And they didn't feel like they put up a fight. Hardy Boys just ran right through everybody and won.
Well, that's why it's kind of a problem. If you're going to bring back a legacy character, I mean, even if you're going to bring back a legendary, like, legendary. Okay. My point is, if you're going to bring like a Hall of Famer, right, at least make it so that for the newcomers, it's a challenge.
Right.
It, like, you know, oh, you went through, you know, you scuffled with them and it was tough, but you won at least against these people that are, you know, way better than you a few years ago. But, you know.
So we'll see what happens. The veterans came back; they're tag team champions, and I guess
then they'll lose it
how long have they
tomorrow.
been out of the game for?
They've always been wrestling, just not in WWE.
Okay, so they've been in a different division. Okay,
in different wrestling companies. Yeah.
Okay.
So, like I said, at Raw, they'll lose it to somebody else, and then they'll go about their business, right?
Craziness.
All right.
Yeah, I like the fans are saying if they weren't in the match, then Soft would have won, basically. But guess what?
There we go.
I hope not. No. Fuck Soft.
Yeah, but despite us talking about the match the way we are, I still enjoyed the match. I like what they did. I didn't hate it. It was cool.
Sure.
How'd you feel about it? Basically, same.
Like, I give it a C.
It was pretty average.
Pretty average to you?
That's about it.
You know what was average? Let's talk about.
That's average? You calling this average?
Anyways,
fuck.
Let's talk about. No, this.
I work with your. I know.
No. Let's talk about this proposal match.
That's what I'm saying.
Gosh.
John
And
Cena.
everyone saw this coming from a mile away too.
These are casual viewers, and they saw it coming. John Cena and Nikki Bella versus The Miz and Maris. According to Al Roker, who pronounced her name wrong, it's Maurice. Why are you there? Why was he there? I don't even know why. Okay, I'm just. You know what? No, you go first this time because you didn't go first a few times.
Actually, I've been first the last few times, right?
No, I went first. Yes, you
whatever.
So, how do you feel about John Cena's tag match? Here?
No, it's
proposal match, as you say.
Yeah, it's just, in all honesty, I just didn't like the match because of the fact that literally this was all just to propose to his fiance now. And everything that happened leading up to it by the storyline was weak. Like, the biggest problem is just, you guys are fake. We're the real power couple. And then I'm like, yeah, because there could only be one power couple in WWE, period.
But then the bigger thing was, why didn't they ham up the Cena-Miz beef? Because the Miz had apparently beaten Cena
WrestleMania 27.
Yeah.
Beat him at WrestleMania 27.
So if you put that into it, the pot just gets better instead of just power couple. Who the fuck cares?
Well, because that's actually what disappointed me. Because when you told me that like he beat him before, I'm like, like that raises the stakes.
That should be front and center.
Yeah.
Shit.
I beat you before. I'm gonna beat you again at WrestleMania. But
no, I mean, hell, they would like. where it's like the Miz like challenges Cena, and then Cena's like, all right, fine, anytime, anywhere, and then he's like, you know what? I'll take you up on that. WrestleMania, because for some reason you choke every time that happens, and then and then just
I like it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Dang, man.
That could have been something.
They really could play off of that. Made this a lot more interesting than it was. But I will say this: the build-up. I liked what Miz and Maurice was doing. I liked the parodies off of the reality TV shows they did, which I wanted to show you guys, but I never got a chance to. Hilarious.
I didn't like it.
But you didn't like
it seemed cutesy. I mean, they were doing their gimmick. They were doing their bit. I mean,
well, it's just, it's like I said, it's just in my opinion, it's like I don't like of reality with the show. I have a problem with because there's a lot of times where it's like sometimes they do it right. Like when for example, they were making fun of The Rock by making fun of all his like bombed movies like Tooth Fairy and all that. That's funny. I get it. You know, haha.
Yeah.
Whatever. But then there's problems like when that one wrestler made fun of that one lady who like her brother died.
Oh, when Paige made fun of Charlotte's brother dying. Yeah.
And then that went too far. And then this thing is like, I know that they're trying to play up this whole, it's like, oh, reality, you guys suck. But then it's like, but since the whole point of the reality show part was he's gonna propose, because they're showing nothing but clips about, oh, I love you and you make me a better person, and oh man, like I can't imagine. At this
point in my life, I'm not sure I want to get married and have kids.
Yeah, and all of that, I'm like, well, this seems more of a personal Cena moment. And I know like technically it's from a reality TV show, so they signed their waiver. But I'm just at the point where it's like, well, what does the reality show that has nothing to do with the fights have to do with this fight that's happening right now?
Oh man, I don't know how to answer that, honestly.
I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna mix, the reality and the show, why not mix the idea that, like, hey, Cena, why can't you fight your own battles without your bitch next to you? If you're gonna do a thing, why not do a whole like, hey, Miz, how come you were nothing? And like why don't we play up the thing where his wife is literally better than him at wrestling? Like, because he was literally nothing until she showed up to be his partner.
You're not like when Maurice came back into the scene, Miz he's been very irritating ever since because of what that dynamic, what that comedy did for him. Yeah. But to be fair, I gotta be real. A lot of the things that he was saying was resonating with the audience. They loved the Miz in WrestleMania.
Oh yeah,
they were all when he was on the top.
Yeah,
when he was on the top rope, it was like, yeah.
Like after the bell had sounded, and he's just going to the ropes,
going
like
corner to corner.
Yeah. Like so, the audience was definitely on the Miz's side.
Right. So you have to think that what he's been saying about this relationship between Nikki and Cena, it not being, it feeling artificial.
Right.
I mean, it's resonating. So maybe everybody else feels the same way. Absolutely. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not in the room with Cena and Nikki. I don't know anything about them personally. But based off of what I saw on the reality TV show, yes, I watched it. Because I watched it, I know what's going on. I just kind of go, I don't believe it. I know. So a lot of things he was saying, I'm like, yeah. And what makes it worse, first off, Cena and Nikki went match. You knew they were gonna win. Come on, you knew they were gonna win.
Yeah, it was obvious.
It was very obvious.
It's obvious.
I'm like, and you knew they were gonna win too.
Well, it's because here's the thing. If they lose, was he still gonna propose?
That's a good question.
Because hell, I would have been down if there was like a thing where if I win, I will propose, and if I lose, I won't say anything. That would have been something,
I don't know. It's just one of those things where I kind of feel like it was really, the match just kind of got pushed to the side, period. Mm-hmm. And it was all about what happened at the end. John Cena proposing to Nikki Bella. And this is what I'm going to say about that. People are like, congratulations, Mr. and Mrs. Cena. For me, it's just like, if I can see the proposal coming from a mile away. At this point, what Miz is saying about this being artificial, that kind of adds to it. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people are just like, hey, they're married. I'm happy for them. It's great. But I'm just like, but would you have done this? Why would you have to do it on TV in front of a 75,000 seat arena?
75,000.
Close enough. Yeah, I don't know how, WWE likes to fabricate their numbers. They do. But a big audience like this, I'm like, oh, so you're proposing her now on WrestleMania inside a ring if it's written in storyline. Sure. Okay, sure. I don't know. Whatever. They're getting married, but I guess we can talk about that now. Like, do you like the fact that he proposed to her? How do you feel about all this?
It seemed kind of weak, all in all. Like, his lead up was like, hey, remember when I talked to you when you were drugged? Of course not. But you did say you would marry me. Say it again.
Actually, that is kind of weak, honestly.
It was weird.
Yeah.
Because, like,
Weird.
I don't even mind the idea of, oh, well, you asked her to marry her. I mean, you asked her to marry you. She said yes under a haze of drugs because of the surgery. Or is it
Neck surgery.
Yeah. Well, yeah, neck surgery. And then it's like, she said yes. Why the hell did you wait a year? You waited a whole goddamn year. Do you realize how many men want to propose to women that don't have any idea if there's going to be a yes? And you literally have a yes gift wrap for you.
You already know it's going to be a yes.
So that's the part where,
yeah.
like, you were talking about, that's the part where you're like, it didn't feel real because, like, it seemed like, oh, no, you were going to marry her, like, months ago, but we have to save it for this because this is going to sell tickets. Because I just have a feeling it's like, you guys are going to get an extra $200,000 in your pocket after the match. Have fun at the at your honeymoon cruise. Yeah.
Whatever the case. But that's just my thoughts on it.
Excuse me.
Mr. and Mrs. Cena, have a happy life, I suppose.
You won't be seen.
I heard no, you know what? Let's just go on.
Yeah.
Let's just move on.
Skip that, man.
Okay. Oh, next match is the unsanctioned match between Triple H and Seth Rollins. Seth freaking Rollins. We're going back over here to Florence. How'd you feel about Rollins and Triple H?
All in all, the fight wasn't bad. The fight was bad. Like, they definitely showcased that his right leg was bad. And that's great. And Triple H totally took advantage of it. That's great. That's good choreography. What's bad choreography? Using that same right leg to kick Triple H several times or counter several times.
He on and off sold the leg. It's like, it hurts. It
hurts so bad.
Hurts.
Oh, I'm going to kick you with it. No, that's not how a fucking leg works. Like, oh my God. Like, that was one of the big things. I liked the intros were all right. Triple H's was a little overlong. Rollins was good. Had the torch slamming in. That was cool. Great effects. All in all, my biggest beef was with the choreography, but the fight was all right. Okay. I liked Rollins winning. That was a good fight.
If you were to give it a grade, what grade would you give it?
Oh, fuck, what I'd give it? Shit. It was a B-.
B- sounds good. What about you? How'd you feel about the match?
Well, in all honesty, like, it's not that it was a bad match, and I can even excuse some of the bad choreography because there's so much plot convenient pain that happens. But, like, the only problem I had is the lead up. And it's not that it was a bad story. It was actually a great story 2 years ago. But,
right, when it was fresh.
Yeah.
When it was inside your head. It was like, this would be a great match at WrestleMania.
Yeah. It's just like, because, like, the whole, like, according to what you told me and what they showed, the part is that he hated becoming a heel.
He hated being the person that he needed that would please Triple H.
Right. Basically. Like, the whole idea is he did all this stuff because Triple H told him to, and then he didn't like what he became.
Yeah, he hated
himself. And, fine, I'll go with that even though the evidence is to the contrary. Fine.
Right.
Whatever.
Right.
But if that is the case, this should have happened like a year after you betrayed the Shield.
Right.
If with Seth Rollins. Why did we wait this damn long? Because it just
surgery. He had to recuperate.
He's not lying.
Well, I mean, I don't doubt it, but it would have been something if, like, for example, let's say he was wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Triple H wanted him to do something. He actually refused. Triple H broke his leg, and that's why he was gone for a year.
Yeah.
Sure.
And then that would have given him enough reason to get revenge.
Mm-hmm.
But instead it's just I literally did this thing for you for 3 years and I looked happy while doing it, but now because of plot I changed my mind.
Oh man. But
I mean, I don't know if that's a strong argument. Like, that can weigh heavy on a psyche. That, like, doing things you don't want to do. I don't know if anyone wants to do that.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, let me ask you this though.
Yeah.
What evidence did we see, though, of him, like, going through some kind of psychological torment?
Certainly we didn't see the build-up or bad things he had to do. It just went straight to the beef of, I had to do this thing for you and I didn't like it.
Yeah.
Certainly it was more narrative than direct showing.
Mm-hmm.
But you only have so much time in this 5-hour extravaganza.
No, I mean, that's fine, but I would have at least, like, for example, like, if there was some, not all, but some scenes where, like, before a match, Triple H says, hey, you're going to do this, and then Seth Rollins doesn't do it. Not that he's not working for Triple H anymore, but I just didn't do it. It's not necessary, says he. The next match, he's like, okay, you're going to hit him with a hammer.
And you're like, oh, wait, what?
Wait,
that's not what I do. Yeah, why
am I doing that?
This?
And then he's like, no, I'm not going to do that. And then Triple H, all right, that's strike 2, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And then, you know.
Now you're just like, okay,
like
it's
that,
changing him.
Yeah.
Seeing that would be good.
Yeah,
right.
And that's just why I have my opinion on it, because it's just the little things. If you just
let me add this in. Maybe
That's
like
valid.
somewhere in there, he's like, "Wow, I'm actually becoming successful. I'm a world champion. Oh, I'm doing this." And then he makes it. He's just like, it doesn't feel right.
CrossFit Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus.
No, for real. He's just like, it's just one of those things. Was like, this isn't the way I wanted it to be done, and he doesn't hate. He hates himself because of it. Like, I get what you're going for.
Yeah.
That's great. And like you said, maybe we could have done more with the actual, I don't know, not narrative, but more like how they sold it, the presentation of it. Yeah,
it's just it just for me. I mean, I get that that's what a heel turn is.
Yeah,
but you know, it's just if there was an actual like lead into that, I would have actually been more invested in what was going on.
Well,
hell, one of the things in the match I loved is the fact that literally Seth Rollins tried to use Triple H's move against it.
Yeah.
Which I like.
Yeah.
I wish that was done more often
And I like the word like his leg gave it during that while he
Yeah.
was trying to perform the thing.
because it's selling the injury. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just,
There's a lot of selling that match though.
yeah, but see, that's what
There's a lot of selling, but it
Yeah.
wasn't terrible. Might have been a little much.
Right.
But see, that goes back to what you were talking about, and that's what annoys me about this match. You literally had a whole scene dedicated to, oh, my leg hurts because I did this move and it hurts, or oh, I did this thing, but because I screwed it up my knee, and then I kicked you with that, with that leg,
and you didn't. You act like it didn't hurt.
But that's the point. It's like someone thought it's choreography. So what happened?
If they should have just fallen back to Karate Kid, use the other leg, man.
Well, it's just that's why it bugs me, because it's like it just feels like somebody was doing their job and then they fell asleep at the wheel. I don't know how that happened. How do you do that?
Right. Well, I guess I should get my thoughts on it now.
Do it.
Well, I mean, I agree with both of them. I do agree that at points Rollins wasn't stunned the leg very well, but at the same time, I kind of let it go because it's like to do certain moves in the match, especially that Phoenix splash off the top rope.
That was sick though.
That was awesome.
That was
you
sick.
had to use both legs.
Yeah.
You can't. I would love to see him one leg that move. I would have loved to see that, but I doubt he'd be able to do that.
Right.
So there were points where I'm just like, okay, he should be selling, but I'll let that go.
Yeah.
Still, there were points when he kicked it and used the leg. He should have sold that. That was probably not the best one to do. At the same time, though, I also agree that the selling was a little too much.
Certainly.
Both of them, and this is just Triple H and Rollins, they love to oversell shit. They like to take a punch and flop back, big flip. It's like
when the impact isn't enough to warrant that.
Yeah.
Though. Like you're not having an anime death battle here. Like you just punched him.
I know.
Like the body is resistant enough. You can take a punch.
But see, and the thing is, when you're overselling, you do that for big men like Undertaker. You know,
certainly,
yeah, because it makes them look like big monsters. You saw that with Nia Jax.
And
yeah,
certainly both Triple H and Rollins are very muscular, especially Triple H.
Yeah,
huge man, very strong.
Yeah,
like I don't mind them selling when he was like especially tightening his knee. That was fine, but Triple H really hemmed it up a little bit. But it didn't totally detract me from the grade of the match. I liked it.
It was a solid match. I really enjoyed it. And to see
Except for the fucking motorcycle, though. Fuck that.
That interest was weird.
No,
bring in the fucking police here.
Why was the popo there?
I have no idea. I didn't get that interest at all.
Someone in the comments tell us why the police are in the fucking introduction for Triple H.
But let me tell you what I did like. I did like seeing Stephanie McMahon go through a table. That was awesome.
Yes. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
But it was over such an easy thing. It was Triple H just like shouldering her.
By accident. Yeah. And that's the thing about WWE now. They're scared about letting men hit women because PC. of course.
Well, no, I mean that's fine, that's great, but I have a bigger issue with the whole like why the wife needs to be there anyway.
Yeah,
and it's not a sexist thing. It's literally
it's like, why does the spouse need to be there? Like,
it's now about her.
Yeah.
In the later female match, why was the husband there? Like, what? There's no point. It was to like take away. She was there to take away the sledgehammer.
Yeah.
When he was about to hit Triple H with.
Oh, Carmella and freaking James Ellsworth. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
No, but like bringing in sledgehammer, and that's why Triple H's wife was there.
She was in that match so fans could see her go through a table. That's it.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. But that's the problem with me, because like you said, when they're telegraphing their moves, if she's there, then it's like, well, that means she's going to interfere.
And she's gonna get hurt.
We didn't expect her going through a table, though.
I did not.
When they set up the table, we were not anywhere thinking that she would be involved. We thought either Rollins or H was going through it. It was quite surprising. I like that. Yeah, I like being surprised.
Oh no, I mean, like, I am not gonna lie, that took me off guard, and I didn't think that was gonna happen. Yeah. But the second it did, all I thought was like, oh, let me guess, Triple H is gonna get mad. And then he's going to be unfocused.
Just because you can over-predict and see the future of how the character is going to react does not give you, like, the ground to say that that's bad.
It really
no, it's just what I mean that it's bad is just the fact that, like, if, for example, she wasn't there at all.
Okay. She's not there.
She's not there.
If she wasn't there at all, I would actually not be able to tell who would have won the match. It would have been an even thing, and then they would have fought, and I would have made my own speculations.
Oh, okay.
But then because she's there and interfering, it's like, well...
She didn't interfere much, though.
No, I mean, I get that, but it's like the second she hits that table, it's like, okay.
That's it. Yeah.
Then the match is over, because granted, there's only two outcomes. He either wins or loses, but he either hulks out and wins because you hit my wife, or I lose because I was in.
It makes it less predictable for you, basically, if she wasn't in the match.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, anything could happen. Like, since it was
because, like, if she wasn't there, then Rollins would have had the sledgehammer and might have actually used it against Triple H, and that might have been how it finished.
Yeah.
That would have been awesome.
Would have been sick.
Yeah.
But no, we get wife going through table.
Yeah,
and you know what? That's not bad. That's not bad. It's just a branch.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad, but it's like, okay, where are we going with this? Are we going with the whole, like, he's technically weaker or softer, I should say, because he's married?
And that does kind of bring this storyline to an end, though. You beat Triple H. That you're done.
Yeah.
You got your revenge. It's over with.
So. Or did you? Because you literally beat
God.
I mean,
okay, we've beat this horse long enough. Let's push on.
Okay.
Like,
it was a solid match.
It was a good match.
Okay.
Good match.
Oh, let's talk about this great match.
Okay, I was going into this, I was excited because I wanted to see some crazy magic shit.
Yeah. WWE Championship.
I wanted to see some.
Your champion, Bray Wyatt, took on the Viper, Randy Orton. Now, this is a match I told them both about before WrestleMania. They saw the compound.
The last time I was here, I got to see, like, oh, now there's going to be beef because he burned down his house.
Yeah.
I was excited about it. I was like, fuck yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I
want to see some crazy magic shit. Bring out this cultist motherfucker.
And I guess you saw some of it.
We did. Yeah.
No, we saw it.
Projections of maggots and worms,
roaches,
and crickets, or roach, whatever the
fuck
it was. So
that was interesting. I mean, I get the idea of it. It's supposed to be mind games.
Certainly.
Yeah.
Like, but that's a giant step you had to take yourself. You had to see that it was going to be a projection inside Randy Orton, because we're just seeing the top view. We're not seeing, like, his psyche going crazy.
No, if he was like rolling around in the
like screaming, but no, he was just like trying to stand up.
Yeah.
I wanted more selling on the psyche.
Or more like if he scared the hell out of him, got out of the ring or something like that.
Certainly.
Yeah.
But would these projections scare the Viper, like, of worms?
Right.
Of crickets?
It would probably freak him out. Like, what the
heck
is this?
Fuck is this?
Yeah.
Something a little more
human
out there, like a pile of dead bodies, maybe. I don't know. I'm trying to go farther than probably what they're able to do because of censorship.
Okay, no. Better yet, he had this like Cthulhu thing on his shirt, right?
He sure did.
So why not put that thing in the projector or whatever?
That would be cool. But I mean, this is all the shoulda, coulda, woulda. This is what they did, and we had to make that step to see that was going on in his head, and we're trying to get freaked out by it. We're not necessarily freaked out by worms. I mean, it's okay.
The visual was,
visuals were cool. Like when he was coming down the ramp and had the snake under him.
That was nice.
I liked it. I liked it very much.
And the fireflies in the audience when Bray Wyatt's entrance was happening.
That's his thing, and it's very nice, very cool.
Yeah. So it looked great.
Yeah.
My issue, and I am going first on this one, and this is the biggest issue of this match. The wrong person went over. Bray Wyatt, we talked about this with the Hardy Boys. This is where it really bothers me. Randy Orton is the veteran. He's been around since the early 2000s.
Sure has.
Bray Wyatt just came in 3 years ago. We just talked about them finally getting his character off the ground.
Yeah.
He has,
like, it's only been a month since he started doing his cult thing.
Right.
Getting his superpowers.
Right.
Like, this could be cool. This could actually be cool.
Right. Like, this is the match where we get to see it take form and we get to see him do something with it. And I'm thinking it would be awesome if he got victory over Randy Orton using these new powers.
Yeah.
And he lost to Randy Orton. What the hell? Like, what was all that build
now
up for?
does Randy Orton get the powers?
I guess.
Or no?
Or does
it could just be like, I beat you, I'm out, word.
I would
according to the storyline, according to the storyline, he put a stake in Sister Abigail's grave or something.
Yeah.
So that took the power away from.
Yeah. That one I didn't know about. Well, he still had the power apparently. We saw it in the match.
Yeah. I mean, it's still there.
I don't know, but to me, it goes back to my main issue with WWE. A lot of times they try to put too much focus into the people who are already established.
Right.
Randy Orton is a 13-time world champion. 13 times he's won the world championship.
People know about Randy Orton, I think. If
RKO out of nowhere.
If people who don't watch wrestling say RKO out of nowhere when someone just like grabs them, like I think people know about Randy Orton.
Thank you.
So we can start branching. Certainly, Wyatt doesn't have to win, but build him a little bit more.
My thing is, he didn't have to win, but
build the new shit. Like, you've got to flush out some of the old eventually.
No, because seriously, we talked about this last time. Make it so that if he beats you in a match, you're part of his cult.
Or something. Yeah.
Something.
Or something like that. And then Randy Orton had to beat him to get out of the cult or something like that. See, that
blood in, blood out, you know what I'm saying?
But that's what I mean, though. Like, stuff like that would have been like, okay, I understand that loss.
Yes.
It's part of the story. Here, a loss to Bray Wyatt hurts him, especially when he just got that belt.
Damn.
Who said that?
I don't know.
Oh, that hurts, man. That sucks. But he's not lying because Bray Wyatt, every single time he gets big matches like
he's
this.
He's 0-3
at
WrestleMania?
Dude, he has not won a match at WrestleMania.
Oh, my God.
He's the anti-Taker.
Oh.
Taker wins all his matches at WrestleMania.
What? I'm sorry. What did you say? What did you say? You
what?
Sack of shit.
We'll get to that later.
Woo! Well, before what happened tonight and Brock Lesnar, Taker's record was 23 or 21-0.
Yeah.
He never lost a match. And here comes Bray Wyatt losing all of his matches at WrestleMania. And I sit here and go, like, how does this build stars? How does this make fans want to go, I want to see more of this guy?
Yes.
Well, he can't win the big ones. And I think that was stupid. I didn't like that. And therefore, the match was like, other than the visual, it was all right. But that loss was so mind-numbingly stupid. It's just like, you wonder why people don't care about WWE when Brock Lesnar, Goldberg, the big people leave, you know?
Yeah.
But how did you feel about the match?
It was okay. It was just one of those, like, I'm more disappointed at the lost potential than anything. I honestly didn't even mind that Randy Orton won.
No.
I was just disappointed that, like, so many things, like, it's just the fact that they had the projector and they did the thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, awesome. What are you going to do? You're going to show, like, clips of, like, Randy as a kid?
Just really fuck with him.
Some stuff, like, because that's even PG enough.
I like that. I like that. That's cool. Like, that would have been really good to really play mind games with them. But
you know, or better yet, you know, you do a thing where he does the back thing, right? And then the projector comes, but then Bray Wyatt's on the whole other side of the ring.
Right.
I remember, like, when he first came out, he did a lot of that whole, like, the ring nonsense where, like, the lights would shut off, then he would show up or teleport in and out of a caged ring and all that stuff. That was cool. It just seems like they forget about his powers when it's
convenient.
Yeah.
It's annoying. And what about you? How'd you feel about everything we talked about?
I've already made my points, man. It was average. It was about average.
Yeah, and Bray Wyatt losing was stupid. Do you agree with that? Or do you like him? You don't really care.
I didn't mind him losing.
Okay.
I just wish they built his character more.
Right.
That's it. That's all. That's my only view.
Okay. Well, I guess you have points with that. So, like, we can go on from that then.
Word.
Is Goldberg and Brock Lesnar next? Yes, it is. Okay.
Yeah.
So if fans were to ask you what my match tonight is, this is it. I really enjoyed Goldberg and Brock Lesnar for the United States. United States.
What,
Universal.
like all 3 minutes of it?
4 minutes. But
Beg pardon.
Okay, let me tell you why I like this so much. So, Goldberg and Brock Lesnar had a WrestleMania match in 2004, WrestleMania 20.
That's a long time ago. All right.
Yeah, I was 14 years old. But the point is, that match sucked. It was horrible.
Okay.
You want to know why? Because they were both leaving and they said, screw it. We don't care about giving you a good match at all.
Really?
Yeah, it was that bad. It was probably one of the worst matches in WrestleMania history. Here, I felt like it was short, so I couldn't really complain about it, even if it wasn't that good. But there were the spots like when Brock Lesnar did the first 2 suplexes on him? 3 suplexes on him, and then Goldberg jumped in.
How to get his super meter before the match
I
started?
know.
Shenanigans.
This guy's he jumped up and speared him. And I'm thinking he's gonna beat him again.
I was rolling on the floor.
That was so
And then he gets his shoulder, and I'm like, fuck.
That was so awesome. So I was in it. They had me. They hooked me from there, and I was into the entire match.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, and then Brock Lesnar doing the suplexes. When we get to that, I'll let you go. Hey, but for me, the suplexes, that's Brock Lesnar. I've gotten used to that by now. I do wish he would verify because there are different kinds of suplexes. Maybe that would have made it a lot more interesting. If he did the same kind of suplex.
Yeah.
But Brock Lesnar finally does the one thing he couldn't do. He couldn't beat Goldberg. He's done everything. Beat Taker, Royal Rumble, championships, beat all the big superstars, Rock and all of them. The one thing he couldn't do was beat Goldberg. And he did it. I like the story. I appreciate that. And I'm thinking, that should have closed WrestleMania. That was awesome.
This would have been a better close even for the brevity of it.
Yeah, and I loved it. I thought it was the best match on WrestleMania. And Brock Lesnar wins. He is your new Universal Champion. And we will see him at his next date where he would get paid another $1 million to wrestle one match. But that's how I like it. How did you feel about Brock Lesnar and Goldberg?
Like I said, it was okay. And this is okay. I'm going to put it out there, but this is a prime example of what you do when you bring back a legend to fight a newcomer.
There you go.
And build them up.
Right.
You do this. You make the legend a threat, then the newcomer struggles, and then he finally wins. You know what I mean? Like ABC. Just that's why it's like I at least appreciated that match.
Right.
I mean, granted it was short, but hey.
It did everything it was supposed to do.
Right.
And then for that, you're like 2 thumbs up. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
But other than that, you're not like jumping up for joy. Like, oh, that was one of the greatest matches of all time. It's just
I mean, I wanted 2 slices of cake, but one's cool.
appreciate it. All right, the floor is yours, Mr. Flores.
All right. I sort of have to deviate from this, and I have to be a little pessimistic. Sorry.
I don't care. Go for it.
It was really boring.
Oh my god!
I know. Like it was the same shit over and over, and honestly, I didn't care. I didn't care about the beef. I didn't care about
the title.
I didn't care about why they were fighting. And when they did fight, holy fuck, I was so bored. He can only do one move. He can only do one thing. Use your arms and punch a person in the face.
And you play like
you're from the UFC. You should know how to punch people in the fucking face.
Right.
Instead,
he was a UFC world champion, by the way.
He certainly was.
Yeah.
And
Well,
how did it wasn't by a pin, was it? Like how was it a lock?
No, it was a pin. No, he held him in 1, 2,
It's just
3.
a normal pin. Okay.
Yeah.
So what? Man, I didn't care. I didn't like it. It was fast. I liked it being over quick.
Yeah.
Well, if he was living in DDT City, maybe. But you know.
But he's in Suplex
No,
City.
he's from Suplex City. He doesn't have dual citizenship. So.
Yeah.
You know what you talking about reminds me of this time I used to play with one of my cousins. We're playing Mortal Kombat. She would spam the B button and do the same move over and over again. Like, do something else. Stop that. So I get that.
But hey, it's how you win, right?
That's what really matters. But I still think it was magic.
Frame advantage on a suplex.
Oh my god! But for me, I still enjoy it more than anything else on this card. That was match of the night for me.
It should
awesome.
close.
It really should close. No offense to the Undertaker. We'll get to him in a second, but The last match before we get to the main event was the SmackDown Women's Championship scramble match.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make it quick. The hometown girl won, Naomi. I like Naomi. Yeah. She is my favorite on the SmackDown roster, so I was happy. I had no issues with anything. It was an average match, but I can't complain about it. Yeah. Quick and easy. What did you feel about it?
She can dance.
Miami Heat.
Yeah.
So yeah. Cheerleader, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about it.
She sure can dance. And glows in the dark.
And she glows in the dark. Feel the glow.
Certainly glows in the dark.
What about you?
Who fucking cares?
Wow. Okay.
Like, there was no build up. There was no hype train. Like, I didn't give a fuck. And we speculated, oh yeah, since we're in Florida, it's going to be the person from Florida who wins. And lo and behold,
Florida.
Yeah, I didn't care.
All right.
The fighting was whatever.
It happened. Yeah. You know what? Let's just get this out of the way.
Let's do it. Let's wrap this shit up. Wrap it up. Bring it up.
Freaking main event time. So going into this, I told these guys that rumors are going around that this was going to be the Undertaker's last match.
Yes.
And judging by the visuals, it might have been.
If this was his last match, I'm not impressed. Matter of fact, I think WWE screwed him over. This is not how I would have a legend go out at all. I don't think this was the best way to have him go out. I don't. Now, is part of this? No, let me start this off on a positive before I completely rip it apart.
Certainly.
Is it all Roman Reigns' fault?
Yes.
So look, Roman Reigns versus Taker. When I heard that match, I told myself, I wouldn't be shocked if WWE had Roman Reigns beat the Undertaker. Okay, this was before the rumors came out that this was his last match, because that was just like beyond at that point. But I thought to myself, they would have Taker lose to Roman Reigns because it's Roman Reigns. But now that it's his last match, and it's ending the show. Okay,
Final part.
Yeah, and what makes me, and I love Taker. He's one of the greatest legends of all time. Top five. Put him up there with Austin, Rock, Shawn Michaels.
It's the Undertaker.
Bam, right there.
Signed.
But the thing here is, I don't know how he's in his 50s now. I don't know exactly his age. When I was watching him wrestle, you can just see my face like, Jesus. He's out of shape, fat gut, he's sluggish. 2 minutes in, and he's always sucking wind. He's just like, okay, here we go. I was like, oh God, this is sad. It's sad. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but there was a part of the match where Roman Reigns was actually helping him through it. It was the saddest performance I've seen from The Undertaker, period. And to me, it got to a point where I was just like, you know what? I don't care who wins. Just end it.
That's true. Just
end the match. Just put this to a closing. I don't know what else to say about it. I love Taker, but that was not the right way to go out. I did not like how that went out. This is not how I would end. And some of you were saying, I read the live chat too. You want the big legend to go out putting over a younger talent. Stars.
Yep.
Cool. I got that. Why Roman Reigns? Why Roman Reigns? Of all people.
You know what'd be cool? Mm-hmm. Wyatt family. Someone from the
Bray Wyatt.
Two magic crazy.
Come on.
Well, because that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying during the match. I was like, if Undertaker is going to retire, like if he is, then who better to pass the torch than the Wyatt family?
Yeah.
Like, because Bray Wyatt could be the next Undertaker.
He really could.
That's what they're building up, man. Like they're finally bringing in this crazy magic shit.
Well, they're sure doing a good job because he sure won his match tonight, right?
Yes.
Jesus Christ. But it's just before I give it to these guys so they can express themselves, because I'm the hardcore fan. You would think would have a lot more to say, but I'm pretty sure they got a lot to say too. It's just, to me, if I'm thinking of a way to end a legend's career, like this is it, no more. Thank you for everything you've done. To have him, first off, lose to all people, Roman Reigns, and this is what pisses me off. They're trying to book him as somebody that's a good guy, a babyface, someone you're supposed to like. And to my knowledge, every single time Roman Reigns goes out into any arena, he is booed. He gets heat. And people don't like him. They don't want to see him win. They want to see him lose. What do you call that? You call that a bad guy. You want to see the bad guys lose so the good guy can get something off of him. But WWE continues to perpetuate this idea that we love him. No, he's controversial. We don't hate him. It's
no
controversial.
controversy if it's one-sided.
Thank you.
No,
If it's 90%, 10%, there's no controversy.
No, it's like I said before. It's like Roman Reigns is the anti-John Cena. Everyone hates him, but for the right reasons.
I love it. Unlike Cena, who we hated because it was cool. Yeah. We just don't like Reigns because there's no reason to like him. Seriously. When you talk about nepotism, who's he related to?
The Rock?
Dwayne Johnson. It's so annoying. And I'll get to my final thoughts on Taker closing after these guys get their thoughts. So going over here to Mr. Flores.
I'll take it. All right. The build up. Okay, so the amount of time spent on the Undertaker's introduction really hyped up this match, and you thought, like, why are they spending so much time on this guy? He just came down the steps.
Yeah.
Why are we spending 5 to 7 minutes on Undertaker's entrance? He started off great. It was a little one-sided in the beginning, but you could definitely tell that he was a little too old, a little too sluggish for his usual moves. His signatures. Like, apparently he would walk the ropes.
Call that old school. Yeah.
He would. There was no way he could have done that. And even some of his stuff he was doing on Roman, it was very sloppy. The pins, the submission holds, like, they were sloppy. He didn't actually have him in an armbar. Like, you're not actually doing the move.
What was that spot? Like, I think Roman was trying to pick him up, and he couldn't do it because he was too big.
He was too. Like, I mean,
oh my god,
that's certainly some plot to that. But the time when Roman's just staring at the Undertaker's ass when he could have been kicking it.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
He didn't know what to do, and
he didn't know what to do, and that's a sign of a bad wrestler.
Yeah.
What? You don't know what to do in this fighting?
I think about someone like The
How about
Rock.
pick him up? How about do things with his body?
If The Rock was wrestling Taker, he'd at least be like, just bring it, get me in his face and talking smack.
Or like picking him up and be like, here you go, you're on your feet, you can do this. Down you go again, and then I'll pick you up, and now you can do something.
Roman's is kind of like, okay, I'm just going to wait.
I'm just going to, and then he's mouthing like, what are you doing? And like, it was a waste of time. And really, I'm going to say something controversial, and some of you might not agree with it. Fuck Roman. I'm done.
I think you just became these fans' favorite person now.
How do you become a favorite for a popular opinion?
True.
Like, come on.
So, how do you feel about the main event, Taker's last match? Oh, here we go. He's taking a breath.
As a casual viewer, I don't know about every single wrestler on the card from past and present. However, I do know who the fuck The Undertaker is. If, and this is a big damn if, this is his last retirement match, this was the worst thing you could possibly do.
Yeah.
And it's not even, like, I'm going to break it down like this. If this was his last match and we were just going to go on the fighting, I could almost let it go. I could almost let it go because I get it. He's old, and then the match is reflecting that. I can even let go of some of the sluggishness, but it's like if you would have amped up the idea that, like, oh, no matter what I do, he just won't go down, and he's just still coming back. And I'm not talking about, oh, like he's still has all this energy. I mean, like, you hit him, and then you try to pin him, and he gets up and then tries to do a move against Roman. I would have been fine with that. But instead, it's just Undertaker has the advantage, and then for the rest of it, Roman is playing with him, essentially. But fine. Basically. I can even let that go.
Right.
But then the idea that Roman against him, I could let that go. I really could. Because of the fact that, oh, okay, we got a legend versus a new guy trying to show himself. But the only problem I have with that is the fact that why Roman?
Why Roman?
Because, like,
why Roman?
My major problem is what you said earlier about they keep pushing him. And fine, him fighting, you can make up whatever fucking rules you want. Sure. Just here's the thing, though. and this is the last part, because the other thing, Undertaker losing, I could even let that go.
With the right person, though.
I could let that go with the right person, but all I got at the end of it was how I was utterly disappointed. All I saw was a great legend, legacy, whatever you want to call it, fall to, of all the motherfuckers on the card, Roman goddamn Reigns. And all I can think is that you didn't earn that shit. You didn't earn it at all, whatsoever. Not with the storyline, not with the fighting, not with who you were fighting, not with how you fought, none of it. You didn't earn that shit. Who did you fight to get here? Whose dick did you suck to get to touch the Undertaker?
It really does feel like they're giving him the world. Really. And I'm just like,
he's been handed it.
He's getting handed so much. Well, I'm just like, what is it? What is it? Maybe, just maybe, there is a great performer in there. Jim Ross, great commentator, tried to put him over so hard. He tried. He did.
He certainly tried.
Yeah, and I'm sitting here going, look, maybe there is something in Roman. Maybe there's something that would make me go, okay, he's definitely worthy of what he got, or he's getting. But what I'm seeing right now, really, what's that word again? Nepotism. And
everything's been handed to him just because he's
Vince's dick action.
Yeah.
And see, my thing is, here's the silver line to all of this. It would be great if he was a villain, because then you can use that for something.
Yes.
You really could. But no, what makes everything such a bad part of all this is that he's supposed to be the guy we're supposed to like.
Seriously. But like, if you could paint him as a fallen hero, that'd be better. But he's not any of those things. He's just this Mary Sue that they're trying to ship. Like,
well, it's just because that's why it just was so depressing, because it's like the funniest part of the whole thing is the fact that Roman is walking off. No one gives a damn.
Right.
Then Undertaker rises up and they're cheering for him.
Like, no one's looking at Roman as he's walking.
Right.
They're looking at the Undertaker laying on his back.
And Taker takes off his gear, takes off the hat one last time.
Very nice.
Puts it down the ring, and then he walks away.
Good send off. I mean, it was.
No, I mean that was a good symbolic gesture, but for me, like, you should have won though. Like
should have won.
No, seriously,
absolutely.
You should have won, and then that would have been the final, and then you fallen, and then you would have, something. Yeah. But they never built up a thing where Roman was an actual threat to Undertaker.
No. He pushed him out of a ring in Royal Rumble.
Oh.
You forget about that.
Oh, I did. Yeah. It's just, Brock Lesnar's a better
That's the beef. That's the beef, though.
But Brock Lesnar to me would be a better threat. I mean, just saying, because of the guy that broke the streak, that's someone to be afraid of.
Yeah.
Or hell, even being afraid of Goldberg, who beat Brock Lesnar.
Right.
That would have been nice too.
I mean, granted, we don't need two legends fighting each other.
Right.
But it's just, and I know that they're trying to spin it in a different way because, hey, this is his last match, maybe. And see, he lost. See, we're unpredictable. But if he would have lost either A, to the right person, or B, if his loss, or if he would have won, it would have been the greatest thank you Undertaker send off with fireworks and the crowd and everybody, all the other wrestlers seeing it, or I don't know. You know what I mean?
I think we can all agree that what we got wasn't the right way to send off a legend like Undertaker.
Right.
Then someone actually wrote in the chat, if not Roman Reigns, then who? Now
we've talked about that.
Yeah, Bray Wyatt.
If you're going to pass the torch, pass it to someone who's the same archetype.
Yeah.
And if you're going for the magical, mystical aspect, then the life.
You know what?
Been the next.
I'm going to say this. Let me say this really. If you really want me to be honest with you, if I had it,
I don't want you to be honest. Fuck that.
No, if I had it my way when it comes to Taker, as the legend that he is, I just.
To send him off as an undefeated,
Thank you, undefeated. Nobody beats him at WrestleMania. Send him off. That's what I would do. That's what I wanted. Yeah, at the very least,
come back later, maybe.
Yeah, at the very least. At the very least, if one person's gonna beat him, Brock Lesnar, fine. Nobody beats something.
But not Roman. Not like this.
Not like this.
Really, it's just you have to wonder. This is the final thing I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
You know, going forward, we have to think about what WrestleMania 33 is gonna do for WWE past the show.
Oh, the fans are saying John Cena.
Yeah,
should have beaten Undertaker.
I would have loved that, honestly.
Really, anyone.
Yeah, I'm not even mad about Cena
Yeah.
fighting Taker. But you know what? Cena's the kind of guy that he probably wouldn't have even beat Taker. He would have said, "No, I'm not beating you in your last match. You're gonna beat me."
Oh no, I mean,
Yeah.
No, the person to retire Undertaker should have been the one who brought him in, Paul Bearer.
nah.
You had to get it in.
I did.
You had to get it in. What were you gonna say though?
No, I'm just saying that to me that would have at least been well, because I mean that would have at least been better because like for me, I would have been satisfied with either outcome. If Undertaker would have won, it was like, hey, he still got it. But if he would have lost, it's like, hey, it's John Cena. Like, I mean,
Right.
you know,
So to you, it's just like, hey, you lost to someone that's worthy, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, like what we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Like Undertaker is like an S. John Cena is an A. Fuck you, Roman Reigns. What are you, D maybe? Like,
If even.
yeah.
Even.
Like, seriously, everything he's been handed has been luck.
Yeah.
Like, his wins are not from skill.
Jesus
He also
Christ.
carries a Kevlar vest in the battle. Like, what the fuck, man? That's cheap.
Yeah.
Cheap.
So it's just here's my thing. I'll look back at WrestleMania 33. Remember this? It was a sad ending for Taker, unfortunately, and then Roman Reigns is still living off of nepotism. But I'm just thinking about Raw tomorrow night, or actually today. The fact that this guy beat one of the biggest legends in the business, they are going to have a lot of trouble getting fans to like him now.
Yeah.
It's almost to the point where I'm like, y'all might as well just make him a villain. Like, he might as well be one right now.
No, I'm saying this right now.
Yeah.
If I paid money, if I was a subscriber, I would have unsubscribed.
Wow. So this would have been, that would have been it.
No, because like, who the fuck cares now?
Right.
Like, you literally took the guy that's been around for 2 fucking decades and more, and that's the best you got for me as an ending.
All that hype, all that build, all that excitement, and all the legacy that you built into that. And it doesn't end with a bang, it ends with a whimper. If that.
That's about right.
And for you, it's just.
That's where I'm at. It's just, I'm not asking for the world. I'm just asking for a little respect for the people that brought all of these fans to you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
People didn't come for Roman.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's someone actually said, what if Taker came out and actually suggested that Roman would beat him?
If he did? Well, I mean, that's a noble gesture, but you're wrong inherently. You're picking the wrong horse to back.
Like, why would Taker pick Roman, first off?
Seriously. Like, I mean, he probably, if anything, he might have had a selection of people that he could have boosted to fame. Pick the wrong fucking one if he did.
I'm thinking to myself, if I was Taker, I would pick Cena. If all people to beat me in my last match, I would pick Cena.
Certainly.
Like, why would Taker pick Roman Reigns?
I know. But, like, okay.
Yeah.
Take away the A list, the S list. If you're trying to pass the torch, who are you going to put? Who would you rather lose to?
Well,
That's a new up-and-comer.
Yeah.
Kevin Owens.
Bam.
Why not him?
Bam.
Why not him?
Sociopath, and then he beats Taker at WrestleMania at the end.
And then he get his fucking powers. I don't know. Like,
Well, no, but it really establishes him. Like, okay, this guy is legit.
Yes, it would.
There you go.
Absolutely.
I'm just gonna pick somebody. Cesaro. Screw it. I'm wearing a shirt.
Well,
Why not?
okay.
Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, I'd ship the Wyatts.
Shoot. Like, the idea is someone interesting that we know is worthy of it.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, Roman Reigns has been on top since 2015 now. That's 2
Although
years.
Kane, someone said Kane would have been good, but I thought he retired already.
Well, see, Kane's in worse shape than Taker is, dude. So,
Shit.
yeah. But if Kane was in better shape, I would have loved for Kane to beat Taker in his last match. His brother being.
What happened to Taker, though? Like, why?
Why is he so bad?
Yeah. Like, he lost his powers like he lost his hairline. What happened?
The thing is, it goes like this. He's been wrestling since the 80s.
Right.
After a while, your body just breaks down, it stops
Certainly,
operating right.
certainly.
And quite frankly, I'll be real with you, after he's lost to Brock Lesnar, that should have been it. He should have just called it a day and been like, no more, I'm done. But he kept on wrestling because Taker. He wants to continue to do it.
Sure.
But I guess I'll end it with this, and I love Taker. And if anybody can decide when to retire, it's him.
Yeah. And so now we just need the official release of like, yeah, I'm out. So he'll probably do that like on a Raw or something.
I'll do that tomorrow night.
Okay.
On Raw. But my thing is, if anybody can decide when to retire, it's him. For me, I hope this is it. This needs to be it. I don't want to see him wrestle anymore. I'm done. Like, I don't want to see another Taker match. I don't want to see him touch another ring. Thank you for everything you've done. Your streak is awesome. You're awesome. You're one of the top 5 greatest wrestlers of all time. Do not touch another ring. You don't need to do it anymore. You really don't.
Rest.
Just call it a rest.
I actually disagree with that one. Actually,
Peace.
Really?
Well, it's because of how disappointing this ending was. I just want one match.
Okay, so your thing is fix it.
Yes. I just want.
Get a win and then
Well, hell, I don't even want to win. I just want like
the right fight.
Like a right fight, a right send off, a right respectful, a bow off the stage.
Yeah.
Just that's it.
For you, and even if it's like a quick match, like Brock Lesnar
I
Goldberg.
don't even fucking care if he loses. Just as long as like it's a worthy match and you show him the respect. The audience should not show me the respect that he deserves. The company should.
Thank you. I like that. Okay, guys, that was WrestleMania 33.
Yeah.
I thank these two gentlemen for joining me on this awesome show. Overall, I gotta be real with you. I don't think it did its job to get these guys as fans. I just kind of think they sat through
Putting
it.
the cruiserweight in the pre-show, definitely.
He's a fan of the cruiserweights.
Well, the cruiserweights.
Yeah,
I like the flying and the flipping, man.
No, but seriously, WWE, I will if I was a subscriber, I would pay $15 a month to get rid of them ads
and better quality streaming.
Yeah,
really
more reliable.
Yeah.
Right.
Like the quality was there. It's not reliable. It picked out every now.
We had a literal Wi-Fi connection in my room, and it still was crapping in and out. It was that bad.
But it's all right. Well, they can take this to heart. Either way, since this was the one, he's out. He's pulling his subscription, even if without the, the ads.
Even this guy, but this guy here, you didn't grab him either. I mean,
it was okay.
And again, and that just really brings us the problem with WWE nowadays. It's really for the hardcore fans. It really is.
But apparently they're trying to do it for everybody.
But it's not appealing to everybody.
Pick a target audience. That's one of the first things you do about grabbing an audience for advertising, for marketing. You don't need everyone, but you can still try to appeal to everyone, but you know who's really coming back at the end of the day.
This guy. That's right. I'm going to be here tomorrow. They're not. Guys, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for joining me. All 5, well, it's less than 500, but there was a 500 viewers in here watching you guys.
Damn.
You guys freaking did it. Congratulations.
Woo.
Yeah, all I saw is that plenty of people tried to delete me. So that's what I saw.
All you do is come on and complain. That's all you do.
You don't know wrestling, man. You don't understand wrestling.
Filthy casual. Get off
You're
my
just a filthy
stage,
casual
bro.
viewer, man.
No, my favorite was, oh my God, they're here bitching again.
Give us your thoughts about WrestleMania in the comments and in the live chat. What grade would you give the show? How about that? And let us know how you felt. And let these guys know how you felt about them. They'll take any comment you got.
True.
Just bring it on. They don't care.
Good critiques, man. Take it all to heart.
Yeah. But guys, thank you so much. You guys are awesome. I will catch you next time in X-Men's World. I'm out. Peace.